Today I have not done, I'm trying to get 10,000 steps a day. So not quite there yet. So surprise live stream. I'm still in my gym clothes. And I'm also going to get this set up. Let me update this. Oops, I hope if I could spell. There we go. Oh, that's good. Perfect. Hello, introduce yourself in the chat if you're just jumping in. I'm just setting this up. There we go. Okay, let's start. This is the best thing ever. Walking pad. It's like a mini treadmill. Set my walking thing. And please start. Let's speed it up a little bit. Here we go. Okay, and I'm also still eating my lunch. Drinking my lunch, whatever. Oh, that's not a very good angle, is it? Let's see if we can back this up. Back it up. There. Okay. Introduce yourself in the chat who was with me when I was live streaming a little while ago. I had to stop so I could eat, and now I have eaten somewhat. Ah! Oops, don't do that. Oopsie. Okay. We got there. Okay. Now, I am currently uploading a new video. I just posted a little short of it, so you can go check that out. I've been promising it for several days now. Bible study says you got this. Make sure I don't fly off the treadmill. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so let's upload the video. And since this is a special video, it's going to be, like I said, on the short just now, available for devoted slaves. And then the rest of you can just wait until I'm ready to share it with the rest of you. What's going on here? It says Lake Beth. I am just uploading a new video. And how do you spell embarrassment? I thought that was right. E-M-B. I have to look it up now. I thought that was right. It's flagging it. It's not right. Let's look it up. Embarrass. Is it 2 R's? It is 2 R's. That was the problem. That's exactly the problem. Embarrassment, 2 R's. Okay. So I walk while I upload. Joseph says the videos or this live isn't special specifically. I have no idea what you mean. Vlog wants to be friends. Okay, we're friends. Sure. Clint says, thanks for inviting us into your living room, except this is not my living room. This is my office / workout room. I'm just trying to get a few steps in while I upload my video. I try to get in, they say you're supposed to get 10,000 steps a day. That's a lot. That's like 4 miles. But I've been trying. I got this thing probably about 6 weeks ago now. And I think I'm averaging like 7,000 steps a day or something. So, and then I feel guilty if I don't get them all in. So I figured I might as well multitask, upload video, talk with you guys again. I already live streamed earlier today, but I'm trying to live stream more. Vlog subscribed. Thanks for that. Greetings to Andrew. Have I been live all day? No. I literally just went live. It was supposed to be for an hour, but it was a pretty crazy chat. So it ended up going for almost 2 hours. And then I had to eat my lunch, which wasn't that much. It was just like a small salad. And then this is the other part of my lunch. I do realize it's 8:20 and now at dinner time, but I haven't made it that far today. I'm a very slow mover in the mornings, on the weekends. Young Duff, can I drink Coke tonight? No, I don't think so. Water only. Water is better for you. What shoes for walking? I will pause and show you because I do love these shoes. And I will have you know that I went through, I don't even know, probably like 6 pairs of shoes before I landed on these and the other ones that I like, that I wear for the gym. Let's see. Let me pause and I'll show you my shoe. I don't know what it's called. I am a Nike fan. I have somewhat narrow feet. This is what they look like. I don't know what, I can't remember because I tried so many of them. I don't remember which type this is, but that's what they look like. And they're very comfortable. And then I've got another pair of cute ones with a little silver Nike thing on the side for the gym. But these are my favorite. Like I said, I tried many pairs. I guess Nike started making shoes with like this like really firm heel cup, like it goes around your heel. Because none of my other shoes are like that. And then all of a sudden, all the shoes I tried to buy from them have this stiff heel cup. And I had to return several pairs of shoes because I was getting blisters. It was hurting like the back of my heel. Like if you point your foot, like digs in, which is really annoying. I don't know why they started doing that, but like I said, none of my old shoes have that. And then all of a sudden it's like all the shoes. I digress. Andrew is kneeling. Thank you for that. Oh, geez. Gus says, you talk about finance. What's your thoughts on the stock market tanking? I don't really talk about finance that much. I do like to day trade, so I do have some understanding of that. I do tend to trade small caps, which don't really always go along with what the stock market's doing. But I was actually just reading a thing about the stock market this week, and somebody I follow is saying that they do not think it's done going down. There's been like a drastic drop, and they're expecting it to go down more, is the general understanding that I see. What are your thoughts? Joseph says, get a bar overhead, grab it, hang it from it, start doing crunches, pulling your knees. Do you know who you're talking to right now? I think you need to go to my fitness channel, sir. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a pole dancer and an aerialist. You know what? Just to make a point, let's go in my living room, shall we? This is not the living room. This is the office. Let me show you my living room, okay? This is my living room, okay? I have a pole, I have an aerial point, and I have a whole truss that I hang from and do those types of exercises you're talking about, as well as a pull-up bar. I don't know if you know who you're talking to right now. Telling me how to do ab exercises. What a joke. Some men think they know everything, don't they? And I have to restart my treadmill because of you. Ugh. If you're really trying. Wow. What a loser. Lost Puff wants to buy my socks. Seaboy wants to be the king to my queen. You were in the live stream earlier. You're back. You're back for more. Edgar, hello to you. Hello, Goddess. You look amazing, and that treadmill is definitely making a fit, and obviously your pole. I love seeing you work out on that. Edgar, have you joined some of my fitness live streams, just out of curiosity? Back up here. Ah, WS is back. He is hooked. He says, I'm so perfect. Thank you for that. Joseph is just dropping in. Yes, C-Boy says, I hate mansplainers. Exactly. Especially when, like, I didn't ask you for your opinion or your fitness advice. The other thing you should know about me as well is that obesity runs in both sides of my family, and both of my sisters are over 300 pounds. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. Thank you very much. Andrew wants to work out tonight. Absolutely. You never have to ask for permission to work out, actually. That is always loud. I thought this was set to subscribers only. I'm gonna do it. Let me see. My chat. On. My live chat summary. We are gonna change it to subscribers only. There we go. Yes, that'll be better. How do we get EXP? What do you mean? Hello to Dragon Master. Hello to Chris. If you would like to chat, then you can subscribe. Where was I? Drinking my drink. It's delicious. Okay, let's upload this video. I already picked out the title. Would you like to know what the title of the new video is going to be? Chris is subscribed. I think I get XP for watching. It says I have 50. I don't know what that means. WS, can you explain yourself a little bit more? Okay, somebody was asking about the stock market. I just got a notification that Japan and something else, I think it was South Korea or something, stock markets went down 6%. So I'm guessing that the markets are going to be going down tomorrow. If that's any indicator. I'm trying to find that notification so I can read it to you. I think it's gone. I think it was CNBC. Anyways, stock market will probably be down, whoever was asking earlier. Maurice says, looking amazing, great job, thank you for that. Oh, Chris says, messages you send, the more you send, the more XP you get. What does XP mean, though? What does that mean? Oh, okay, there's a leaderboard, and you get XP for interacting. I see. Okay, so uploading this video. Let's delete that. We are going to hit next. Would you like to know the name of the new video? I want to hear a few people in the chat begging for the title of the new video that I'm going to be posting. Well, for devoted slaves, it'll probably be tonight. The rest of you might have to wait until Tuesday. The title of this video is Your Accountant Reviews Your Taxes and Why You're a Financial Embarrassment, which is lovely. I love it. WS says he likes my clip site. Thank you for that. If you're wondering what that is, it is an adult clip site. I'm on a few adult platforms and adult clip sites, but just a reminder, I do not do anything without clothing or topless. So if you're hoping for that, you will not find it. I do not have anything on the internet without clothing. That's just my rule. This is a very delicious. Here we go. Submit rating. Cinnamon smoothie, protein smoothie. I put a frozen banana in there and cinnamon toast protein with a little actual cinnamon and almond milk. Yes. Unlisted. Save. Okay, once that's uploaded, then we will, let's see if it's uploaded yet. Then we can write a description for it, would be the next step. Let me see if it's ready yet. Andrew says, any workout suggestions for my, transcript is not ready yet. Any, C-Boy says, she seems outwardly aggressive, but with a soft inner core. Andrew is asking for workout suggestions. I would suggest that you get your butt over to my workout channel and try some of those workouts. I have lots on there. Well, not so many actual videos, but I do lots of live streaming on the fitness channel as well. I live stream on there every Wednesday and Friday now. I just started that a couple weeks ago. And I've learned the hard way that I have to make sure that my Bluetooth is off so I'm not randomly connected to my Bluetooth speakers like I was earlier today. How embarrassing. Chris says, I like your hair. Mine is almost as long. Well, now I'm curious. I wish I could see how long it is. Maybe you can send me a photo somewhere. Yes, I am due for a haircut soon. How many steps are we at? We're only at 0.4 miles. I'm going for 4. Once I reach that, I will go take a shower. And then my hamstring is feeling a little funky because I was at the gym today and I was rushing so I could be on time to live stream for you guys. I did not stretch after the Stairmaster like I usually do. So now my hamstring is pissed off at me. I did injure that hamstring quite a few years ago now, so it gets a little funky now and then. Matthew likes the title of the video. You like the title of my new video I'm going to be posting? Is that what you're talking about? Ben says, how did I do earlier as a moderator? My screen kept freezing. Oh, you were doing pretty good. It was hard to keep up with all the nonsense. It got a little crazy there. I've never had that many people in my live stream before. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's something about today or something with the YouTube algorithm. I don't know what's going on, but I've never had 200 to 300 people in the live stream before. That was a lot for me. So it got very overwhelming, but I learned a lot. It was a little frustrating because I had a whole thing planned for how I was going to talk about International Women's Day, and I kept getting distracted by all the nonsense. So I was a little off, as I'm sure you could tell. Okay. We're going to hide Joseph since he's being rude. I don't appreciate rude behavior. Oh, WS says, I was in your big stream earlier. Yes, I remember you. I was chatting with you a little bit. The algorithm brought me to you, and I'm so glad. Well, I'm glad too. Comic is also lucky he found my channel. Or she. I don't know if it's a he or she. Yay. I like good subs. You guys seem very nice. I could do without some of those other people. We have the great Charlie. Hi, Goddess. Thank you for allowing me to watch your live stream. You're welcome. Oh. Constantine says, I have all notifications on, yet I didn't get one. That's a bummer. Sorry about that. I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't, because I don't know how YouTube determines these things. Just like I don't know. At least I figured out why I had no sound in the live stream, because that was frustrating, and that was my problem. That was my problem because my crappy, oh, there it is, transcript. Crappy headphones just automatically log onto my phone. That's how my battery goes dead all the time, because they're just randomly connected, which is super annoying. There we go. Copy, Command C, and then we will drop this in for, I'm uploading the video right now in case you were wondering what I'm doing. Did my IG get deleted? I hope not. I've had my IG for a very long time. I hope not. I'll go check it out. I sure hope not. Where am I from? Well, I currently live in Florida, but I'm originally from Illinois. I've lived many places. Hold on, I need both hands. Oops. I don't fly off the treadmill when I'm doing this. Same. All this. It is not easy to type with both hands and walk. Especially when my keyboard doesn't work. Command V. There we go. Okay. Let's see what it gives me. Where's the key to chastity? I don't have it today. I went to the gym. I don't like wearing jewelry when I'm working out. Personal preference. Hello, EE. We've got Moonlight from Louisiana. WS says, sorry to scare you. The link didn't work in your links page. Did you find it? Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'll go check it out. I did have quite a few Instagrams banned when I first started doing financial domination. So I switched over to my Instagram that I've had for 15 or 16 years. So I've been trying to be very careful what I'm posting on there. But Instagram and TikTok both do not like financial domination, and accounts get banned very quickly. I'm hoping, since it's a much older account, that I'll be okay. We'll see what happens. Okay, now I have my description. Let's plug that in here. All right, who's a devoted slave on my channel? Would you like the video now? Should I upload it right now? Make sure everything looks okay. Your accountant reviews your taxes and why you're a financial embarrassment. Save. Wait. First I want to add this. Hello, Xavier. Yes, EE says he is glad to see that the chat is not full of spam and trolls. Me too. I switched the chat to subscribers only. I think I'm probably going to do that from now on, after that experience, because that was really annoying. Very annoying. One playlist. Let's do playlist. Where is it? I guess it, oh, there it is. Okay, and that looks good. Save. So I just gave you a little short that I uploaded of this video, and a little teaser. Save. Let's see, did I add everything I want to add? For now. Okay, we're going to make this members only, devoted slaves. Done. Okay, here we go. If you're a devoted slave, oh, I haven't added a thumbnail yet. I'll have to make that tonight. I'm going to go ahead and make it. So the video is now available for devoted slaves, although I did not make a thumbnail. And I'll have to do that this evening. WS just found my IG. Thank you for that. Kamal wants a punishment. Just to remind everybody, I do not give punishments out all willy-nilly to people who are not serving me. So the answer is no. If you would like to serve me properly, I will certainly give you punishment, tasks, lots of things. But not if you're not serving me. That doesn't interest me. Moonlight thinks he would turn me into his sub. You're cute. That's so cute. Hello, Andres. Reed says I'm still live. No, I'm live again. I stopped for a while and made a caprese salad and my smoothie. And now I want to get some steps in. Oh. Shut up. I'm at 0.63 miles. We got 3.5 miles to go. I didn't really get that much walking in yesterday, so I wanted to get it in tonight. And I'm multitasking. I just uploaded the new video. It says I'm gorgeous. Thank you for that. Chris says I love olive oil and cheese. Mozzarella cheese. I love balsamic vinegar. Actually, balsamic like glaze. It's like a little bit thicker. Yeah, caprese salad is mozzarella cheese with basil and tomato, balsamic vinegar and olive oil. Yes. Soccer is back. Were you here earlier? I don't remember seeing your name, but it was pretty freaking crazy earlier. Mickey likes my long hair. Thank you for that. Yes. Actually, I know this isn't good for my dog, but okay, well, welcome back. This isn't good for my dog, but Jesus. He loves cheese. It's like his favorite thing. I was wondering why there was nobody on this other stream. Probably because I haven't started it. Ah, there we go. Now it all makes sense. Okay. You don't blame him. Are you a big cheese fan too? You love cheese? I never met a cheese I didn't like. That's probably not true. I'm trying to think if there's any cheese I don't like. Great, Charlie sent a clutch. I don't know what that is, but I think I missed it, but maybe it was a purse. Like a clutch purse. Kamal says, can I get up and get a drink while I'm watching you? I guess I'll allow that. You're needy. Ah, Chris says I'm not crazy about gorgonzola. In small amounts and occasionally. You know, I like gorgonzola with gnocchi. Yum. That's quite delicious. Mmm. And Chris says, I love a good brie with fruit. That also sounds good. What we got over here? Let's see. Young Simp. Oh. Scared off. Mal says, thanks, goddess. You're welcome. You're lucky I let you breathe. Oh. EE says, it's not appealing to a lot of people because gorgonzola is essentially moldy cheese. What about blue cheese? Isn't blue cheese kind of, I don't know if it is moldy, but it looks moldy. There, Very smelly. Mm. The great Charlie says, Goddess, can I please watch some WWE when you are done with your live? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Soccer got a bunny, like a real bunny. I wish you guys could send me photos in the chat. I'd like to see a photo of a bunny. .76 miles. Ben says, does anyone like moldy cheese? Well, I guess if you like gorgonzola, then maybe, because apparently gorgonzola is moldy cheese. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's true. I could be repeating rumors, but that's just what somebody said. It's safe mold. I think most mold is actually not bad for you, right? Isn't penicillin from a mold, if I remember correctly? It's kind of a gross conversation, but nerdy. So I therefore like it. I'm gonna look that up because it's gonna bother me. Penicillin mold. Let's see if... Oh, just kidding. Is penicillin produced by mold? Oh, here you go. Penicillium mold naturally produces the antibiotic penicillin. So there you go. Yeah, I don't think mold is actually bad for you. I think, if anything, probably has some good properties to it. Not saying you should go eat it because it doesn't look good, but I'm just saying. Fungus. No, mold. My memory was correct. I remember random little stuff like that. Mold versus fungus. Okay, so mold is a type of fungus. Okay. They are closely related but not identical. All molds are fungi, but not all fungi are molds. All molds are fungi, but not all fungi. That makes sense. So mold is a form of fungi. Anyways, on my science channel, you learned. Well, that makes sense. Chris says he had a family member who couldn't eat a few cheeses because penicillin affected her negatively. That would make sense because penicillin is from a mold. Mushroom are fungi. You are correct. This is true. Charlie. Goddess, I have to use the bathroom, but I don't want to miss a second of your live. I'm just going to hold it until you are done. I say just let it run down your leg. You'll be fine. EE says, I just taught him more than school ever did. You're welcome. I guess you can pay me tuition now. Sammy's back. But just lurking. That's fine. Rude says, I'm fine ASF. I the smarts now. Sounds real smart. Trying to see if there's any comments I missed. That's interesting about not being able to eat certain cheeses, though, if you're allergic to penicillin. It makes sense, though. How's my day? So far, so good. It went by too quickly, I think, because of the daylight savings. I stayed up too late last night, and therefore was very lazy this morning. I did go to the gym, even though I was feeling lazy, so that's good. And now I'm getting my steps in. Ben says, do you feed your subs moldy cheese? I would totally feed my subs moldy cheese. Like we said, we just talked about it. It's actually good for you. Except if they were allergic to penicillin, apparently, because that's not a good thing to do. I'm not trying to make anybody go into anaphylactic shock or anything like that, although I do know CPR. It may not help you very much in that situation. Yes, EE says that his sleep schedule is completely messed up as well. I have a very good sense of time, and so yes, daylight savings always messes me up because pretty much any time of day I can tell you almost exactly what time it is. Charlie says he hasn't used the bathroom on himself since he was a child. Can I just stand up doing it because I don't want to mess up my bed? I mean, you asked me. If you're asking me, then you have to listen when I give you an answer. Chat, do we think that's fair? Or is he just giving himself directions? Ben says cheese play sounds fun. Ben, would you eat moldy cheese for me? The forbidden lemonade. Exactly. WS says he's very lucky to get any direction from you. I agree. You're lucky to get an acknowledgement from me. None of you guys have paid tribute or anything. You're lucky to get an ounce of my attention, really. Yes. Although somebody did send during the live stream earlier, but he hasn't reached out yet. We'll see if he does. Maybe he was just showing devotion without an expectation. I believe his name was Robert. My nose itches. Excuse me. Okay, Charlie decided he's just going to pee on himself. Good, because that's what I told you to do. So you're going to have a mess to clean up. And when you clean up that mess, I expect you to be wearing a maid outfit. WS says, I just want to be one of your many fans watching and supporting. Well, you are. So, wish granted. Robbie says, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm almost at a mile. We're going to go for 4 or until my legs fall off. There we go. 1 mile. 1 mile down. Robbie says, damn, you're beautiful. Thank you for that. Just a reminder that if you are enjoying the live stream, you can always show appreciation with a super chat. Somebody said they weren't working earlier. Some people were able to send them. I don't know if other people were having issues. So you can try, and if you have problems, oops, I almost flew off the treadmill. That would not be good. Or maybe it'd be a little entertaining. I don't know. Robbie is bragging that he ran 4 miles today. That is impressive. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I do a 4-mile run walk. I run the first mile. I run most of the second mile, but not all of it. And then I kind of like sprint and walk the third and fourth mile. So did you run 4 miles consecutively? Just out of curiosity. Hello to Scott. I feel like we have a lot of Scots today. What's up with that? A lot of Scots. I dated 2 Scots. We were both assholes. Fun fact. So hopefully you guys are a little bit nicer than they were. It's all frothy at the bottom. That was delicious. I just spilled that all over the floor. That's okay. A little dry. I got the ceiling fan on. I kind of wish the ceiling fan was a little higher, but that's okay. Chris says, I just ordered a new pair of, I don't know how you say that brand, Hoka's? Did I say it right? I've never tried those. They look like they're very cushiony. I have been very disappointed with Nikes, like I mentioned this round. I bought 4 pairs of shoes. Well, and that was after I tried like 6 other pairs first. Charlie says, wow, it was warm. I feel so messy. Because he has to get up and go to the bathroom, and I told him no. I told him just let it run down his leg, and I guess he really did. Gross. You're just laying there in a puddle of your own urine. Disgusting. Robbie says he might slow down to switch music or text, but he can go steady for the full 4 miles. That's impressive. It's good. I'm impressed. After getting Hoka's, I'll have a hard time trying anything else. Meaning you haven't tried them yet, or you will have a hard time trying anything else. Ugh! Manu says, can you cut your hair a little on live broadcast? Hell no. Hell no. I actually did cut my own hair for like a year after the pandemic started. But no, I go to a salon and my girl's very good. My hair is just quite disheveled after being at the gym today. EE says, should we get ready for war if a lot of people suddenly join the stream? I have it on subscribers only. I could turn that off, but so far, so good. So we're just going to keep it. Manu says, just trim the long ends a bit. No, I'm going to go to my hair person. I already had one of my subs who sent for my hair appointment last week. So I really just need to schedule it. But no, I'm not cutting it myself. I go to someone. Robbie says my hair is fine. I think you just maybe have a hair cutting fetish or something. Speaking of, on one of my clip sites, the list of fetishes and kinks is never ending, in case you weren't aware. And I had somebody message me requesting a finger biting video. Wanted me to bite somebody's fingers in a video. No thanks. I'm good. Not interested in that. Charlie says, I have to buy a maid outfit. Goddess, can you please allow me to clean myself in bed without the outfit, please? No. You're going to lay in it for a little while. You're just going to lay there in your warm bath and marinate a little bit. Chris says, your hair is on point. Why do you want her to cut it? Like I said, he probably has a hair cutting fetish or something. Who knows? EE says, my hair has a mind of its own. You and me both? I mean, look at it. WS is wondering if I ever go back to Chicago. My nose itches again. I haven't been for quite a long time. I can't remember the last time I was. I've been thinking I do want to go sometime in the next couple years, I guess. I do have a childhood friend that lives there that I'd like to go see. Jeremy says, Mommy, you're so pretty. EE says, for questioning you, he should put on cat ears and a tail along with the maid outfit. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Guy likes my nice long hair. Thank you for that. WS says, have you ever done IRL cash meet? Would you? I have not, but I would like to. Yes, I would. with stipulations for safety, of course. 1.26 miles. Scott says, that's what I remember you from. You don't remember me, do you? Remember you from where? Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Where am I based? I live in Florida, north of West Palm Beach. What's the school punishment do you love? I don't know what you mean by that. Jordan wants to know how old I am. You're asking lots of nosy questions. Scott knows me from Chicago. Well, that would have been a very long time ago, as I was 12 when I moved. So unless you knew me in elementary school, then I'm not sure you know me. Scott answered your question about the age, and he says he's 29. Chris lives between Daytona and Orlando. Well, then you're probably not terribly far from me. Jordan says you like to keep fit. Is that a question or a statement? Yes, I do love to work out. I'm addicted to working out, for sure. I do not feel good if I don't work out. EE says he might be stalking. He says just an observation. Jordan is from the UK. I am onto stalkers. I've had a stalker before I ever started doing anything like this, so I am a little cautious. Actually, I saw something on one of the social media platforms today where there was a dom talking about, she was complaining about subs, I guess, like saying her real name publicly, and I'm thinking to myself, why the hell are you allowing a sub to know your real name? I think that's very dangerous, in my opinion. I don't have my real name associated with anything with my financial donation persona. I don't think that's very smart. Chris says he lived in St. Augustine for a while, but that was years ago in high school. I was actually in St. Augustine in January for my birthday. I'd never been there before. Well, my parents said they took us there when I was little, but I don't remember being there. So we went there for my birthday. It was fun. We had a fun little girls' trip. You go to Melbourne a lot. It would be an honor to hand you all my cash. Well, if you're in Melbourne, that's not terribly far from me. EE says, if someone is stalking you, I'd say stalk them back. I don't have the energy for that, honestly. I just own a gun now. Right now it's bike week. Oh shoot. Like Daytona bike week. Did I go to Anastasia Island? No. The whole reason I went to St. Augustine is because I have a lighthouse thing. I wouldn't call it a fetish because it's not like it turns me on, although they are kind of phallic shaped, really. I didn't think about that. But I went to a lighthouse near Daytona, actually, and I loved it. So now one of my goals is to go to, maybe not all, but a lot of the lighthouses in Florida. So that is my goal. Oh, WS says, I think I'm addicted to you. Lucky me. Lucky me. Sammy, are you going to come say hi, or are you going to be bashful? That's okay, you can lurk. For now. Chris says he's been there 3 times. To what, the lighthouse? Ow. Just hit my hand on the desk. Almost at a mile and a half. I'm getting a little sweaty under all the hair. That's okay. More water. Well, I was very pissed because, like I said, the whole reason we went is for the lighthouse. My friend group, we always run late, which is fine with me because I also run late in life. And so we left late. We had looked at the lighthouse, closed at 6, I believe. And we got there like right at 5:30. And then as we're walking up, it's 5:30 on the dot. And there's a sign that says they stopped selling tickets at 5:30. So we were at the register at 5:31. I shit you not, 5:31. And they said we don't sell tickets after 5:30. So, ow, just yanked out my hair on my watch. That didn't feel good. So we did not get to go to the lighthouse. So I'm gonna have to go back. That's the only solution. Thank you for the lovely heart, flying heart thingy. Service submissive is in the house. Hello. Oh, Chris says he used to live in Coquina Lakes condominiums. Okay. Chris is furious because he doesn't have any tacos. I'm not sure what that has to do with the conversation, but I'm sorry to hear that. Service Submissive says, Happy International Women's Day. Goddess Fiore, thank you for that. Oh, it was a floating heart. Chris, what's crappy? WS says, I would have given you the ticket if I was the worker. Well, thank you for that. They tried to say, like, oh, our system won't let us, I think they were trying to say, like, our system won't let us sell it after 5:30, like, it's out of our hands or whatever. Stupid. Oh, wow. Chris tried to sneak into the lighthouse, but he was caught and halfway up, and they walked you back down. Naughty. So I am extremely scared of heights, but I also have always gotten a thrill from doing things that I am scared of. So even though I'm scared of heights, I'm a pole dancer and had 20-foot poles in my studio. And even though I'm scared of heights, I do like lighthouses and being at the top, but going down them, not fun, not easy. I think next time I do that, I should probably take a small dose of anti-anxiety medication. Would probably be helpful because that's scary. That's scary to walk down. I'm a little gravitationally insecure. Scott says you should do the Lake Michigan tour around the lake and visit all the lighthouses. Ooh, I do like that idea. Maybe when it's a little bit warmer. Yes. Have you ever made a crowd fund on Throne? I think I do have one for a new day trading computer and a trip to Greece. I think. Ben says, will there ever be a Fiore worshipping religion? You know, I don't really do religious sacrilege play because I do think it's quite sacrilegious. So you may certainly build an altar and worship me, but it is not to be confused with real religion. WS says he is ready to join the Fiore religion. 1.6 miles. Chris says I can go up if there are walls around me, but what gives me issues is lookout stations at national parks. Interesting. I used to have nightmares, recurring nightmares, of being up on top of something very tall and skinny, which is very ironic that I later in life became a pole dancer. Maybe it was a little premonition. Servant says, Happy International Women's Day. Thank you for that. EE says, Goddess, may I please change the stream to which I'm watching? I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you're still watching me, then yes. If not, then no. Rappy office store, please. Callum, you always say the most random crap, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Charlie says, Goddess, how much longer do I have to stay in my warm bath bed? This is a new experience for me. Does it smell? Is it a little smelly? Is it cooling off now? Is it getting a little cool? Oh. Chris says he was fishing off jetties by a lighthouse and he watched 2 people get washed out to sea. That's scary. That's not good. WS says, I look tall. Okay, we're going to play the height game again. I don't know if we have any... Well, Ben's been around for a while. Ben might remember how tall I am. Anybody want to guess how tall I am in the chat? I will tell you if you're right or wrong. EE says, I'm hostage now. Oh, yes, Ben does remember. Ben, I don't know if you remember, but you got it right. I am 5'6". People always think I'm taller than I am, even in real life. The last guy I dated, actually met him at a bar. I was with my girlfriends, one of which is a very short little Hispanic girl. And I was standing next to her, and the guy that I ended up dating was talking to one of my friends, and he thought, just from seeing me from afar, that I was very tall, but I was standing next to a short little shrimpy girl. So, but no, I'm not that tall. I'm average height. I'm as tall as Ben. Ben is short. Ben's a shorty. I'm not going to respond to that comment because it has nothing to do with me. Charlie says the urine is cooling off and it has a smell, but it's not as strong of a smell. Gross. At the end of this live stream, you have permission to go clean yourself up. But you're going to have to wait. Mostly because I think it's entertaining for you to be laying in that. I don't know if you actually are or not, but if you are, that's really funny. WS wants to know if I have a height cutoff for men. Hold on, I have a longer comment. I will get back to that. Oh, Goddess Elsa is in the house, and she says, hey, Goddess Fiore, I'm so happy to have finally caught you live. I watched loads of your videos and actually bought your course about 4-ish weeks ago. You're a legend. Oh, you're so sweet. That's so sweet. How did you like the course, dear? She says, I just went and checked it. It was 2nd February when I got the course. I think it was great, and it had some fab tips in it. Glad to hear that. Kamal, nobody cares about your girlfriend. Edward says, I need to get in line and just tribute. I've been lurking for over a year. Jeez. That's really pathetic. You've been lurking on me for over a year? Because I've been doing this for a little over a year. So did you come around when I first started? And you still haven't made up your mind? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now? WS says he's been lurking for 1 day and he feels bad. Well, all I'm going to say is, Edward, that in that case, consider your tribute to have earned interest, and compounding interest at that. Wow. That is truly stunning. He's miserable. Well, obviously you're miserable. You're not serving me. Charlie says, oh, thank you so much, goddess. And yes, I'm actually laying in my urine. This wasn't in my plans for 2026, but I have to do what you say. Oh, that makes me laugh. Well, I have to say, this is the first time a man has pissed himself for me, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So thank you for that. Mr. Edward is miserable, and he says he's going to make it right now. Make it right now. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. I've got my phone on right now. Let me see if there's a notification that comes through, or if you're just all talk. WS says, where is the main platform we should serve? I can't really discuss those details in the live stream here. All I will say is that all my links are on my profile. And any way of contacting me is fine. Chris says, I haven't showed up or called in for work in 27 years and I still haven't gotten fired. Well, did you ever have a job to begin with? Would be my question. That would be my question. Oh. Hello to Adam. Let's see where we're at. We're almost at 2 miles. I don't think I'm going to get to 4 today, but that's okay. We'll go again tomorrow morning. So I think I'm actually hitting the back of the treadmill again. Oh yeah, WS. Your name sounds like a radio station, by the way. WSFM. I like Rex better. We're gonna go with Rex. What's my height cutoff? Well, I think the shortest guy I've dated was probably 5'9". But I did also date a guy that was, how tall was he? He wasn't very tall at all. He had to be like 5'8" or something. But, what was I gonna say? He was still very attractive. So, I mean, you know, I don't like to necessarily say that there's a height cutoff. I do prefer men, obviously, that are taller than me. Most women do. But, what was I gonna say? The biggest thing for me is because I am athletic, and I'm definitely not like a skinny woman. I can't really personally be with somebody who is on the thinner side because it makes me feel large. So I like my men to be athletic. And I mean, obviously, I'm very much into working out and exercising. So if you live a very fit lifestyle, it's hard to date someone who is not, isn't it? Reed is asking questions that I'm not answering during this live stream because I have zero interest in them answering them. Charlie says, so when you are done live streaming, I can start cleaning myself up in my bed. Yes, you have to wait until I'm done though. Bob says, I'm bad as F. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I think it's a compliment. Goddess Elsa says, did you manage to find your service sub to help you with your videos yet? I think that was the last video I watched recently when you were looking for a service sub. Have you found him? I do have one guy who I'm kind of testing out right now. I've given him some shorter clips and he looks like he's getting the hang of it. So I'm going to give him his first longer project. It's just kind of tedious because, I mean, I would love to not have the burden of editing my own videos because it is very time consuming. Okay, now we're at 2 miles. But at the same time, I'm very particular about how things are done. And by the time I check over somebody's work, I could have probably just done it myself. you know? So Chris is asking me if I want to arm wrestle. It's a little hard to arm wrestle through the phone. Do I have a celebrity crush? Oh. I do have a little bit of a crush, but it's not, I don't know if you'd really call him a celebrity. Reed, nobody cares about LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Let's chat. You stop it. Kamal. Gosh, you and the other one are so needy. My dad is calling me on the phone. Can I answer? No. If you're going to ask me, then the answer is no. Ben wants a giantess. I want to find a 7-foot tall woman. Ben, that's asking a lot. You know, I could just put on my 9-inch heels and be giantess enough for you. That's another reason that people used to think I was very tall, is because when I worked in clubs, I wore 7 and 8-inch, usually 8-inch heels. Edward says he sent tribute via Bitcoin. I will check shortly. I can't check that while I'm on the phone. I am definitely sweating right now. Servant says I will check out that short. What short? Chris says I was Captain Jack Sparrow for Halloween, and that kicked ass. Okay. You guys are very needy in this chat. You're constantly asking me if you can do things, and you should already know that the answer is no. If I'm live streaming, you need my full, no, I need your full attention. Rex is asking if he can play Xbox. No. Rude. Goddess says, yes, that's valid, but hopefully once he knows exactly what you like, editing wise, eventually you'll be able to hand it to him to kick. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. I'm a little impatient with training people sometimes. Okay, Nero is responding to you. At least you have somebody to play with in the chat. Read, because I'm not interested. I'm not a sports person. I'm not into sports at all. You wear? No. Hello to golf. He looks new. Welcome. Edward is saying, should I send additional tribute via something you can see now? I'm not going to say no to that. Yes, you should. But once again, I can't. I guess we're going to have to play a guessing game because I can't talk about platforms in the street. So maybe you'll just have to send tribute to every single one of my platforms. That's the least you could do to make up for a year of lurking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Rex says, sorry, Goddess, I'm learning. I won't ask again. Oh, you can ask, but just be prepared for my answer. It's very irritating when a lot of subs in the chat are asking me things and then I tell them and then they whine about it. If you want direction, don't whine when I give it to you. Right? So, Goddess Elsa, did I say it right? Yes. How are things going for you? How long have you been doing this? It's wine with an H, not like wine you drink. Silly goose. Jacob says, I am fine as heck. Thank you for that. If Elsa's in the chat, I would like to know how long you've been doing findom and how that's going for you now. I think I had another question, but I forgot what it was already. More water. Delicious. Chris, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Are you still talking about Jack Sparrow? Rex is thrilled that he made it to the leaderboard. I see that now. You are number 1. Are you number 1? Is that what am I seeing that correctly? Ah! Just knocked something over. Yes, number 1. Good for you. That's very exciting. Holy crap, is it 9:30 already? Oh! Oh, Elsa just sent me a super chat. Thank you, dear. That was lovely. Did you hear my question earlier? I was curious to know how things are going for you. Oh. Charlie says he has to pay for a maid outfit. Okay. And? What is your point? I'm feeling it in my legs. That's all I gotta say. Might be time for a shower soon. Only at 2.5 miles. Tiger Cup. Tiger Cup says, what you think about broke men? What a silly question. I think it's very pathetic, and I would suggest that maybe you get a job or a second job so that you're not broke. I don't know what you want me to say. That's kind of a silly question. But I still answered it because I'm nice. Rex wants to know if I accept college subs. I do accept college subs and younger subs, but we have to be more careful with your finances. Goddess Elsa says they have picked up a lot in the last week. I spent a few weeks testing loads of platforms, but focused down on just Reddit and ATW and made 200. Good. That's awesome. I have to tell you, I hate Reddit. Are you in that findom support group? Because those people are so freaking rude. Not a fan. Okay, that's getting there. When did you start? Oh, nice. That's smart. I don't think I can read that out loud. Charles just sent a $50 tribute. Is that one of the Charles or Charlies in the chat here? Ah, okay, that was you. I saw that one. There's a few Charles in the chat, so I wasn't sure who it was. But I see that now. Okay, Goddess Elsa says she started at the end of January, so it's been a bit of a trial and error. Yeah, it took me a while to get my first sub, to be honest. Other people get them right off the bat. I just think it depends. I don't think I was presenting myself very well when I first started. I think that was part of the problem. So I feel like it takes a little while to learn like the language of findom and to really understand the dynamic. I probably should have waited a little bit before I started instead of just jumping right in, but that's kind of how I like to learn. So it took me a little longer than maybe most people. Yeah, but that's not bad for the end of January. I do think since you have bought my course and you're here supporting me, and I appreciate that. I think I mentioned this in the course, but I think live streaming is really the way to go. I'm not a huge fan of live streaming. I'm trying to do more of it, as we can see. But I think really the people that are making a considerable amount of money are spending a lot of time live streaming. Yes. Yeah, I like to kind of learn as I go, which may not have been the best thing to do, but that's okay. Does Florida have a lot of DOMs? I have no idea. I have no idea. I feel like financial donation is a pretty individual type of work activity, however you want to say it, but And you have to be careful because a lot of DOMs are kind of nasty. I've definitely had some try to bully me on one platform, 2 platforms. Not cool. Yes, Mr. Edward, I saw your tribute come through that time. But you still have quite a ways to go for lurking for a year. That is quite the confession that you just made. Yeah, Goddess also says, I've tried a couple of streams on LF, but haven't found them the best, so was thinking to try sub-only streams once in my community is established. That's a good idea. Do I just stream here on YouTube? No, I'm actually streaming on LF right now also, but I don't ever just do LF because there's usually only maybe 1 or 3 people in the room, so I get very bored with that, and a lot of times they don't talk. So I'd rather stream on another platform where I can interact with people and then have that in the background if somebody wants to chat, then they can pop their head in. Sammy here has been lurking for quite some time. Maybe he'll do a little send so we can actually have a conversation. And a lot of times on LF, if somebody is in my room, I give them a minute to start sending, and if they don't, then I will block them out of the room. But since I'm walking and talking to you guys, I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. Surprisingly, CB has been another platform I like to stream on because there's always people in the room. I like to have people to chat with. I get bored if it's just like only 2 or 3 people in the room or less than that. It just feels like you're talking to yourself. Edward is saying, I will make up for it. How can I do so? Well, message me on one of the platforms and we can have a conversation. It's a little hard for me to do that right now. Absolutely. We could start with a contract. Oh. Chris says his wallet is made out of gator belly. That sounds disgusting. And I got Stingray Tony llama boots. Good for you. Chris says, I'm the wealthy miner over on TikTok. I don't know what that means. Are you following me on TikTok or something? I don't even think I have my TikTok posted anywhere because it's all political stuff. I got banned 4 or 5 times, so now I just do politics on there because I can't post anything else, apparently. Oh. PG says, I belong on a fat farm. Interesting. You know what that just reminded me of randomly? So I was at the gym today and yesterday, and okay, Charles, I saw the notification come through that you messaged me. I will get back to you either later this evening or tomorrow if I'm too tired this evening because it is 9:30 already. But I will get back to you shortly. And oh yeah, the fat farm comment. So I was at the gym yesterday and today, and I am not here to judge anyone who's overweight. You know, like I said, I have family members who are morbidly obese, but there was this guy at the gym, and he didn't have a bad looking face. Like his face was, you know, somewhat attractive. He had a belly, which isn't that big of a deal, but he's wearing a short shirt, and the belly's hanging out underneath the shirt. And he's a younger guy. Like he's not, you know, you'd expect beer belly from like a 50 or 60-year-old walking around like that maybe, but I'm just looking at him like, dude, are you not aware that your belly's like hanging out of your shirt? Obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but it's not a good look. That's a pet peeve of mine when men do that, when they don't have shirts that are long enough to cover their bellies or their asses. The last guy I dated for a couple months, not, I guess the most, it was like a year ago. He was kind of tall, a little bit on the thinner side, but he would wear these shirts that were too short, and he would bend over and his ass crack would be hanging out. It was very unattractive, Don't do that. If you're a guy, please wear shirts that are long enough to cover your ass crack. Say no to crack, okay? Nobody likes that. It is not attractive. It's not a good look. And the belly is even worse than the ass crack. Tell me your thoughts in the chat. Because it's just quite disgusting. Kamal is now begging to go to the supermarket. No. We are at 2.6 miles. Maybe if I get to 3 miles, then we'll stop. Chris has lots of random comments in the chat here. Chris says, I got kicked out of most of the internet because of something I did on Facebook. Sounds bad. Goddess says, I had my first 3 FL counts banned. They don't like any mention of findom on there at all. FL. Where's that? I'm not sure where that is. What that is. But I'm curious. Can you describe it a little bit more so I know what you're talking about? But yeah, if you're not aware of this, IG and TikTok can't post anything on there. Every time I've had an account on TT, it gets to almost exactly 3,500 followers, and then I get banned. So I just don't try anymore. I just post random political stuff every once in a while and leave it at that. Yes, I have been banned off FetLife twice as well. Is that what you're talking about, FL? Maybe that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I was banned off there twice. Even though they have groups for findom, you can't network as that at all. It's really annoying. Hello, Abcool. And Nero says he would be kicked off on the first day. Naughty. Yeah. Yeah, Goddess, Elsa, that's what I was talking about too. Yes, I've been banned off there twice as well. And then I kind of gave up. I don't know. I might try again and just... But then what's the point? I mean, if the whole point is that you want to network for that, I mean, unless you want to go to, like, real life munches, maybe. Or get into, like, the dungeon scene, wherever you are, then maybe. Chris says she's making her dinner right now. I don't know who you're talking about. Chris is having a conversation with himself, I think. Okay, where are we at? 2.7 miles. 9:30. I uploaded this video. I was going to get more done, but it is quite distracting talking to you guys while I'm trying to do anything. Hello, Caitlin. Nero says, no, I mean, I want to say whatever I want. Yes. Well, you can't always do that. Wahab. Hi, Goddess. Can I go out of my house and stand up because I am on my knees? No. If I'm sitting here walking the whole time, you guys can be on your knees. Stop whining. Elsa says, so after my 3rd ban, I emailed them because I had mentioned findom anywhere, and they said it's because I advertise services which they don't allow accounts to do until they're 3 months old. Okay, well that makes sense then. Maybe it just takes them longer. I guess just create an account, just sit there for 3 months then before you do anything. How stupid. I feel like FetLife in particular, I don't know if I can say it, I didn't mean to, sorry. I feel like they're much more geared around lifestyle BDSM versus pro DOMs. They don't really like anything associated with payment, is my understanding. So, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I've known of people that have done cash meets and stuff off of there. Oh, Ben says New York City has a dungeon called Pandora's Box. That's a cool name. Sounds lovely. Caitlin says, I like your pictures back. The picture behind me, is that what you're talking about? Wahab says, but I need to go pee. Where's the other slave that is laying in his own urine? Would you like to tell him what happens if you tell me that you need to go pee? What happens if you tell me you need to urinate? Caitlin, this picture, I'm on the bottom. That's an acro yoga pose. And then the other one, different person, me and a different person. I've done a lot of double stuff, but that is a fun little pole dancing. I think it's like the second photo shoot I ever did. I had those hanging up in my studio when I had my studio. Oh, and this is my 3rd place medal from a competition I did. Fun fact. Okay, Chris, this is the most useful thing you've said so far. He says, you could have been to my place by now if you weren't wasting all your miles. You live 2.8 miles away. Rex